All Filipinos deserve convenient access to healthcare services. Healthcare is a fundamental right. That is exactly why the Universal Healthcare Law was passed. Though we are still very, very far yet from the full implementation of this UHC law. Magtulungan po tayo dito para po ito sa Pilipino, lalo-lalo na po sa mga mahirap nating kababayan. And in our effort to realize the objectives of the UHC, we must continue to find means to make medical services and programs accessible and affordable for our people. We must also hold accountable our health officials and remind them of their duties to improve health services for our countrymen. Throughout this year, we have been pressing on PhilHealth to prioritize improving its services and benefits due to all Filipinos. After all Filipinos are already considered members of PhilHealth. Yung iba po hindi nakakaalam, marami po akong nakakasalamuha, hindi pa po nila alam na miyembro po sila ng PhilHealth. Dapat po isa yan sa dapat paigtingin nyo pa po, no? Na ipaalam sa mga kababayan natin ano bang proseso na maging miyembro po sila ng PhilHealth. After consistent and continuous appeals and numerous Senate Health Committee hearings, I want to report that PhilHealth and DOH have officially committed to the committee to assure us of the implementation of their promises, such as recommending the reduction of premium contributions, increasing case rates by at least 30 to 50%, expansion of benefit packages, especially for the top 10 mortality diseases, provision of free medicines and assistive devices, such as eyeglasses and wheelchairs, inclusion of dental. Isa po ito sa in-advocate po ni Senator Raffy Tulfo na masali rin po itong dental. Dahil sa amin, sa probinsya, yung iba po'y sinulid yung ginagamit nila pang tanggal ng ngipin. So, kung sobra-sobra naman ang pera ng PhilHealth, please expand your benefit packages. Kasama na rin po dito yung visual, emergency and preventive care. Mas mabuti po yung prevention bago lumala. Yung mga bata, hindi na nakaka-check up sa mata yung mga estudyante. Minsan lumalala, nagiging nagkukos na yun ng cataract. So tulungan po natin sila, as well as updating policies to meet the needs of our people, such as their promise to remove its 24-hour confinement rule. Sana tuparin niyo po ito. Since high-tech naman tayo, nasa modern times na tayo ngayon, ay I'm sure mapiprevent nyo na po yung mga fraudulent claims, no? Maagapan nyo. Importante naman po sa atin na stop fraudulent claims. But ito pong 24-hour confinement rule, dapat po matanggal na po ito. Papansin ko yung iba, kailangan munang magpa-confine ng 24 hours bago i-cover ng PhilHealth. Baka pwede na lang itong gamitin sa gamot. Kesa naman po ibayad pa nila doon sa kwarto na wala naman silang gagawin doon sa ospital kung pwede naman silang makauwi since cleared na sila ng doktor. Dapat po matanggal na po ito. Our relentless scrutiny has already led to the scrapping of PhilHealth's flawed single period of confinement policy. Ito po yung bawal kang ma-admit sa loob ng 90 days na sa same sakit. Ito yung tinatawag na no repeat sakit policy ninyo. Salamat po na tinanggal nyo na po ito effective September 30 dahil hindi naman natin mapigilan magkasakit ng pneumonia in 90 days again, bleeding pagbuntis ka, pasintabi sa kumakain. What if nagka-diarrhea ka? Mapigilan mo ba ako? Kahit saan lang kumakain ako sa mga sidewalk, mga quick o mga street foods. Hindi po maiwasan na magkasakit tayo muli. So salamat, tinanggal niyo na po ito. Although most of these commitments are still work in progress, our committee will sustain its oversight of PhilHealth's performance. Babantayan ko po ito, especially with the looming December deadline for the promised benefit package expansions, among others. Tatandaan po natin yung inyong pinangako, President Emmanuel Ledesma, na sana po may sakatuparan nyo ito. At sabi mo pa naman sabi mo, nung nakarang hearing, promise, cross my heart, lahat na po ng promise. At ayaw natin, pagdating ng January, magiging boy promise ka lang. Tuparin mo ito. We continue to urge PhilHealth to improve its operations and ensure that funds allocated for healthcare are used efficiently and strictly for the intended purpose alone. Ang pera po sa kalusugan ng Pilipino ay dapat po gamitin sa kalusugan ng mga Pilipino. PhilHealth nga ay nakalagay nga health. PhilHealth po ay para sa health. Hindi ko po kayo titigilan dito. Kung kailangan nating mag-hearing monthly, weekly, gagawin ko po yan. Kasama na po dito yung health emergency allowances natin. Nagkaroon na tayo ng 10 hearing. Salamat sa DOH, salamat sa DBM na nakapag-release na kayo. Ang inaantay natin ngayon, ang report ninyo. Sabi nyo, October 30, ha? Today is November 25. Sabi nyo, bayad na by October 30. I'm sure, sa haba ng proseso, baka in progress pa po ang nasa proseso pa po ngayon. But we have a problem. Marami pa po ako napupuntahan. Nagsisigawan pa rin po ng heya dahil hindi pa po sila nababayaran. Sabi nyo, may mga appeals. Ngayon lang sila nainganyo na mag-claim dahil nabayaran yung iba. But please validate itong mga appeals na ito. Nasa proseso tayo ngayon ng pag-approve ng budget. Nakikiusap po ako sa DOH. Tingnan nyo po ng mabuti. Yan, baka may makaligtaan pa po kayo. Kung nalagay nyo po sa program funds last year, bakit hindi nyo po ilagay rin po ngayon para mabigyan po ng prioridad itong sa healthcare obligation ninyo sa mga healthcare workers natin. Kesa naman po unahin dito sa mga unprogram funds para sa mga proyekto, mas kailangan po itong sa mga HEA dahil services rendered po ito, pinagpawisan na po nila ito. So please make sure na bayad po yung sa 2024 na 27 billion at ito pong mga appeals nila, please validate. Kung validated naman, ipaglaban nyo naman po na masama rin po ito dahil services rendered na po ito. Pinaghirapan nila at sila po ang hero ng pandemya. Ako naman bilang mambabatas, kayo naman ang nag-implement, kayo DBM naghahanap ng pera, DOH po nag-allocate. Please give priority dito po. We also laud the temporary restraining order or TRO issued by the Supreme Court on the transfer of PhilHealth's excess funds to the National Treasury. Bagamat medyo nahuli na po, no? Kasi 60 billion na po ang na-transfer from PhilHealth to the National Treasury. Sabi ko nga, paano na yun? Salamat sa TRO po ng Supreme Court na pigilan na po yung further transfer of the remainder na ito pong remaining 29.9 billion. No? Sabi ni Secretary Recto, pwede niyong gamitin po ito sa health since napigilan na. I have always maintained that it is immoral for PhilHealth o Filipinos are still kung naghihingalo ng mga kababayan nating Pilipino na hindi makalabas ng ospital, ayaw na nga magpa-ospital, takot magpa-ospital dahil walang pambayad habang natutulog ang pondo po ng PhilHealth. As early as July 30, we express our strong opposition to this transfer of PhilHealth's funding for other purposes other than health. We also congratulate Senate Minority Leader, Senator Coco Pimentel, who were among those who filed a petition in the Supreme Court to stop the transfer of PhilHealth funds. Kahit papano, sulit po ang ating pangungulit at hindi po ako titigil sa aking pangungulit. Babantayan ko po kayo. Umasa po kayo na hindi titigilan ng komite ang PhilHealth hanggat hindi nila natutupad ang iba pa nilang commitments sa ating mga kababayang Pilipino. Hindi katanggap-tanggap na maraming Pilipino pa po ang naghihirap, naghihingalo dahil hindi sapat na serbisyo ng PhilHealth. We also continue to monitor the payment of the health emergency allowance to our healthcare workers who served during the time of the pandemic. Nabanggit ko po kanina, bigyan po natin sila ng prioridad. We have also pushed the Committee on Finance to consider allocating for health emergency allowance appeals which were not included in the proposed 2025 budget. Again, services rendered na po ito at dapat lamang bayaran po ito ng gobyerno sa lalong madaling panahon. The committee will also discuss today the ways to upgrade and strengthen our health facilities. I would like to report that 9 laws upgrading and establishing public hospitals in various parts of the country were recently passed into law. Salamat po, naisabatas na po itong mga bills na ating dininig dito sa mga nakaraang buwan. Aside from this, we continue to advocate for primary care services such as super health centers and specialized medical services such as regional specialty centers. Related to this, we will also discuss bills that aim to authorize the Department of Health to set the bed capacity and service capability of DOH of hospitals. Ito po yung nabanggit ko kanina. We want to know how we can streamline the process without making it too much of a financial burden. Baka naman po mabuso ito at ipasa na po sa Kongreso yung pagdadagdag po ng pondo. Yun po ang concern ni Senator Coco Pimentel during during the hearing na sa aming pagpasa nito mga hospital bills. Lastly, we shall also seek updates on the medical assistance program of the government in line with Republic Act 11463 or the Malasakit Centers Act. The DOH release Memorandum 0391. As part of the oversight functions of this committee, we will remain committed to our goal of making health services more accessible and affordable to all Filipinos. Maraming salamat po.